Greetings and salutations, knowledge seekers, and welcome to this video. Today I would like to talk to you about catastrophizing. Do you sometimes feel like the worst possible outcome continuously happens to you? Like you're jumping from one crisis to the next. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong. If that happens to you more than once a day, then perhaps you are suffering from catastrophizing. Let's talk about what it is and how we can get over it. Let's start with the definition of what this psychological phenomenon is. It's an exaggerated mental experience due to actual or anticipated pain. Now, when it comes to the actual pain, that's a little bit above my pay grade. I don't know how to help you if you're suffering from acute depression or acute anxiety or any of the other stress induced and related disorders that are out there. That's for a clinical psychologist to figure out. I'm more interested in the anticipated part of the definition. Anticipated pain, anticipated unpleasant experience. That sometimes leads us to focus on the worst potential outcome of a situation. I have a good example from the company that I work at right now. We're a game development studio, and game development is usually a very stressful activity. I don't necessarily work with it myself. I work in finance. But my colleagues that actually create the game have it a lot tougher than me. And unfortunately, I feel they are allowing their emotions in certain situations to get the best of them. A very common expression in my workplace is putting out fires. It comes from Swedish, so it's just a literal translation of a Swedish expression, but it works in English as well, right? It exemplifies a very stressful situation, a matter of life and death. And the first time I heard it, I thought to myself, sounds a little bit overblown, unrealistic. We are, after all, sitting in a well-lit, well-heated office, very comfortable chairs, in front of two great monitors, enjoying ourselves, creating or playing a game. Doesn't exactly compare to the actual work of firemen who go into burning buildings and carry out victims and save their lives. So I thought it was an exaggeration, and then the more you work around people that think like that feel like that, the more you realize how detrimental to their everyday lives it is. Because if everything is an emergency, then first and foremost, nothing is actually an emergency. You can't really focus your attention on one thing and take care of it. But also, everything becomes this over-exaggerated, over-hyped situation, right? Every meeting is a stressful matter where people are constantly putting out fires. And every interaction that you have with a colleague, somebody comes to you and they ask you to do something, and then in your mind, oh, that's another fire that you have to put out, right? It makes it very difficult for you to function rationally in a professional context. And I think that's something that a lot of us experience in their daily lives. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be related with work. It might be that you feel as if the line at the cashiers when you wait at the grocery store moves slowest just when you get there. Or it might be that you are always stuck in the slowest lane when you're getting to work. Maybe you are the only one that empties the dishwasher at home. And that makes you feel like, oh, you're gonna be late for work. Oh, and then your boss is gonna be mad. And then how is that gonna look in the 5 months when you have a conversation about your salary, or when you clean the house or empty the dishwasher, you start thinking, oh, I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with this person. Maybe all I'm going to be doing is cleaning the house and emptying the dishwasher and taking care of everything, and he or she is not going to be helping me with anything. Like this continuous exaggeration and focus on the absolute worst possible outcome is something that we need to overcome. And so how can we do that? Well, first of all, we can put things in perspective, right? The fact that your girlfriend broke up with you doesn't mean that you're unlovable. It just means that this particular individual did not want to be with you anymore. It actually gives you an opportunity to grow, right? There's also so many positive things on which you can focus in your life. Again, somebody breaking up with you does not mean that nobody else loves you. You have family, you have friends, you have people that care for you, you have colleagues that you perhaps enjoy spending time with. So going to these absolutes, to these worst case scenario continuously is not productive in any way. I think a lot in our nature focuses around our desire to preserve ourselves. Our own survival is our key priority at all times. So thinking about the worst possible outcome in a situation is not necessarily negative, as long as it can be put in context. Using the work example, if somebody comes to you and gives you an assignment that you need to complete during a particular workday, what's the worst that can happen in that situation? You don't complete it, right? Stressing about it, talking about how it's a fire that you have to put out, how is that helpful to the situation? And if you give it your all, if you fully focus and you're 100% committed to completing whatever you have to do, if you don't do it still, everybody's going to understand. If you exhibit the right character, if you behaved in the right way towards other people, they will like you. Some of them will, maybe not everybody, but it would definitely not mean that you're unlovable, right? So it's not so much about focusing on one single action. It's more looking at the broader picture as well, and getting a little bit of a context about how life is and what the consequences of our actions are. At the end of the day, if you get fired, you're probably not going to go hungry. And if you miss your work assignment, probably people don't die as well, right? So context matter, please focus on it. And that will allow you to get a little bit broader view, a little bit clearer picture of your current environment and your place in it. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you guys enjoy my content. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.